Yo ho ho, Da Mafia. Welcome to yet another edition of the Da Mafia Report with your host, as always, Daily Dan. That was whack. Never call me that. Ladies and gentlemen, I thought today would be interesting because rookie minicamp is upon us. And yes, I was scrolling through Twitter for the majority of the day trying to see if I could find any type of clip that I could show you, any type of reporting, etc. But it seems like for the most part, it's been under wraps. I did see a video of Basham and Russo doing drills on the field, which is exciting, don't get me wrong. I mean, I absolutely love seeing our brand new defensive ends starting to get in that Buffalo mindset, baby. Really what I thought today's video would best be for all of us to really set expectations of how exactly we see these rookies performing in the 2021 season. Most draft classes, I mean, you'll probably get like 2 or 3 studs that could be contributors almost immediately, but then in the later rounds, it's a bit rare for you to see them go out in the field and absolutely dominate, especially in the 5th, 6th, 7th round. We're going to go on ahead. We're going to talk about a couple of rookies that I feel are going to be day one contributors, and we'll just have a conversation about it afterwards. A couple of announcements. Number one, as always, I am giving away either a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, and I'm announcing the winner on my birthday, July 2nd. In order to enter, all you need to do is be a subscriber to my YouTube channel. Screenshot proof of that, and then send it over to my Instagram DMs. You need to be following me on Instagram too, and you're going to want to because that's where I'm announcing the winner. Get into that competition and you'll have a chance of winning a next-gen console to bring home to you and the homies. Number two, I started the Discord channel. I told a lot of you to sign up for it yesterday, and a lot of you did. But for those of you who did not, do it right now. The link's in the description. It's an absolute blast, guys. It is this crazy-ass chat room. You're gonna love it. And I am doing a game show out of Discord. And in order for you to even be a participant, you need to be in the Discord. So do me a favor. Hit that link in the pinned comment or in my description. Join that shit, and you will thank me later. Really looking at our entire rookie class, I really want to start off with our 2 defensive ends. And that's going to be none other than Gregory Russo and Carlos Boogie Basham. Now, spoiler alert, I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to say that I foresee both of these guys being day one contributors. Now, am I ready to say that I think that they are going to be starters? Probably not. I mean, not unless they absolutely impress in rookie camp, impress in OTAs, impress in training camp. Who knows? Nobody knows at this point. Any sports reporter that tells you that they know is full of shit, because we don't. And when I look at how our defensive line struggled significantly last year, there was a reason that Brandon Beane ended up dropping the 1st and the 2nd pick for these guys. If you saw my video the other day where I claimed that we would have a very good pass rush in 2021, you just look at these guys' stats in college. And listen, I know, I can't tell you how many comments I got being like, oh my god, Dan, that logic's stupid, bro. I am fully aware that college stats don't always transition into the NFL. I'm not a moron, okay? But it is very, very promising considering the fact that both of them came from very talented divisions. And at the end of the day, it's just a pure fact of probability. One of these days, Brandon Beane is going to pick a winning defensive end that's going to be a boss, and frankly, he's due. But I do see both of them really being rotational pieces in the 2021 season. I'm really hoping that Epinesa is going to be able to step up. Jerry Hughes has a little bit left in the tank right before he ends up hanging up the cleats or we part ways with him. But those 2 rookies I see being an absolute wrecking force in the 2021 season. But then it comes down to the massive offensive tackles that we ended up drafting in the draft. Fun fact, out of all 3 of them, 2 are 6'8" and 1 is 6'5". Funny story, I heard that all 3 of them actually ended up being on the same connected flight to Buffalo for rookie minicamp, and they had to make special accommodations so these fools could sit down. Insane. Absolutely insane. But, I mean, these guys were definitely good depth moves for me. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had to guess, one of them is probably going to eventually become a starter. I mean, honestly, when it comes down to it, you look at Deion Dawkins, you look at Darrell Williams, I mean, they're bosses, right? They're absolute bosses. Both of them are. But at the end of the day, there is a rotational aspect when it comes down to it. I believe one of these is eventually going to be Darrell Williams' replacement. And so between Spencer Brown and Tommy Doyle, I mean, those 2 are absolute steals, and there's no way that Brandon Beane would have picked them 3rd and 4th consecutively if he didn't see a path forward for either of these guys making an absolute impact. I mean, they're absolute trucks. Do I see both of them making this team, making the final roster? I do, as a matter of fact. I think that you need as much offensive line depth as you can, and these guys certainly have the size. Day one contributors, maybe, but definitely in a rotational piece. And if, and only if, that there was any type of injuries. What's up, baby? So then really the only other player that I could think of that really I think is going to be a day one impact player, and so is going to be Marquez Stevenson. Now, this is how I look at the guy, right? I mean, he's clearly a dude that has been known for his capabilities of being able to kick return and punt return. And since we ended up losing Andre Roberts, which is a massive hit to the Buffalo Bills organization, now we have a question. Is it going to be Isaiah McKenzie? I know everyone ended up getting so hyped when he ended up running it back that one game when Andre Roberts did not return it. But apparently Marquez seems to have that type of skill set. Having both of them on this team would be pretty interesting. I would say that this guy has a high potential of making a day one impact going into it. Super excited to see how it plays out. And hey, I misspoke as well. There's one more guy that I think is going to make an absolute wild impact, and that's going to be Damar Hamlin, this safety dude. I have a feeling he's about to be the sleeper of the draft for us. I guarantee you. I think that he's really going to give Jaquan Johnson a run for his money as backup safety. I'm really excited to see the reports that come out of rookie camp to see how he has ultimately performed. And so as far as the other draft picks like Rashad Wildgoose, I mean, really at the end of the day, I see him being a practice squad guy. I do not see him making the final 53, 55-man roster at this point. But like I said in the beginning, no one knows what is going on. No one knows what's happening in that front office decisions. No one knows who's going to show out in training camp, show out in the preseason, prove a spot. We don't know. Those are just my initial thoughts. Do me a favor, leave a comment. What do you think? Who do you think is going to be a day one contributor to the Buffalo Bills once we end up kicking it off against the Pittsburgh Steelers on week 1? Dom Mafia, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of the Dom Mafia Report. I will see you tomorrow. And before I let you go, always remember, let's go Buffalo.